Hey guys, it's Kingdom Orange 2 here, and welcome back to my channel. So continuing on with my video ranking series of each of the Winx's spells, it's finally Stella's turn. Now again, each of her spells will be divided into 3 categories, and I will also omit Stella's spells that don't fit certain criteria. If you have any questions about that, feel free to refer to the introduction in Bloom's video. I explain it all there. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to the rankings. Attacks. Number 39 is Ray of Sunlight. What a great name for such a pathetic spell. Literally the animal she shoots it at keeps walking like nothing happened. Number 38 is Solar Flare. You can hardly hear or see this spell because not only is it part of a convergence, but this scene has a loud voiceover by Miss Farragonda. Number 37 is Diamond Armor. This is just another spell that we don't get to see because Stella fails when using it. Number 36 is Stella's Solar Flare. Not only is there already a spell that has the name Solar Flare in it, but this spell almost sucks just as bad. Like, all it does is send a wave of light at Bloom. How lame is that? Number 35 is Solar Pearl. A Solar Pearl sounds beautiful, but this spell is so weak that Dark Aura and Dark Bloom just dodge it. Number 34 is Light Waves. It's sad that this is an enchantic spell that Valtor just completely disintegrates. The name Light Waves is kind of cute though. Number 33 is Sun Flare. It's just another ball of light, but I ranked it higher than Light Waves and Solar Pearl because I think the name is the best. Number 32 is Crystal Light. I really enjoy putting Crystal Light in my water. The Raspberry Lemonade one is probably my favorite flavor. Number 31 is Universe of Light. The name is kind of dramatic, so I guess that's interesting. I also like hearing Gantlos whine about how he can't see. Number 30 is Solar Wind. The best part about this spell is how Stella uses her scepter to strike the ground, and I like the little light rays it emits. Number 29 is Sunwave Supernova. Maybe I'm ranking this spell too high, but I really like when Stella uses her scepter to cast spells, and I like how theatrical the name Sunwave Supernova is. Number 28 is Sunbolt. It's a bit similar to Sunwave Supernova, but I think the name Sunbolt is just much better. Number 27 is Sunup Attack. This attack spell is pretty weak, but I really enjoy the sequence, especially how everyone disappears in the background and it's just Stella and her ball of light. Number 26 is Full Power Sundown. Again, it's a bit similar to Sunup Attack, but like I also just said, I prefer spells that Stella throws from her scepter. Number 25 is Bright Star. I don't really understand the use of Bright Star at all, so I'm a bit convinced that this is another production error, similar to how I mentioned in Bloom's video how her mythic spells were also messed up. However, if the idea behind this spell was to trap an enemy in a shield of light, then I do really like the idea. I also think the name Bright Star is pretty nice as well. Number 24 is Power of the Sun. I love how Stella throws this spell from above her head and the appearance of the circular light waves, but I still think both of the spell's names are really pretty. Number 23 is Sun Energy Burst. When used against the ugly monster thing, it actually looks like a pretty intense attack. It's a shame though that Sun Energy Burst didn't harm Gantlos at all. Number 22 is Light of Solaria. There's no better word to describe this attack than just average. I like the idea of each of the girls having a spell based on their home planet, but could its appearance just be a bit more exciting? Number 21 is Sun Energy Discharge. I hate this spell's name, obviously, because it has the word discharge in it, like, yuck. However, I really like the cloud of light it creates around Valtor when Stella strikes him with it. Number 20 is Reflecting Mirror. I'm not really crazy about the name because nothing is being reflected, yet I still like the way it creates a giant jet stream of light. Number 19 is Mirror Flare. I realize that Mirror Flare is just another ball of light, but honestly, I enjoy how when Stella casts it at the wild animal, her hands still glow. For me, it just makes the spell 100 times more interesting. Number 18 is Solar Charge. I just like the way Stella dramatically throws this spell, and it appears as if Stormy and Darcy are burning up in flames. It's pretty hilarious to me. Number 17 is Sunbeam Shower. This spell has a great name, and I like the idea of Stella using rays of sunlight to hurt her enemies. However, Sunbeam Shower only appears on screen for such a short amount of time, and I've seen similar spells to this one animated in much more interesting ways. Number 16 is Sundance. There's a bit of a production error in Season 4 because Sundance will often get confused with Solar Storm. Sundance is just another boring stream of light. However, I do really enjoy the episode in which Stella does a little dance before blasting the spider with it. I honestly think this spell would have been a million times better if she always danced before casting it. Number 15 is Bright Aura / Sunrise Power. Neither of these spell names are really that interesting to me, and the spell itself is another boring stream of light. However, the butterfly effects on the light stream makes it very visually appealing. Number 14 is Light Spectrum. I almost feel like it's sacrilegious to rank this spell so low, but with a name as incredible as Light Spectrum, you would expect the spell to be just as good, and instead we only get a purple and yellow stream of light. Like, could they have at least given it some sort of rainbow effect? Number 13 is Solar Flow. I've already said that Stella's mythic spells are all over the place, so the way Stella uses this spell is a bit tricky. She can blast it from her hands, but I really enjoy the way it looks when Stella throws it from her wand. I will say though, I think this spell should be named Solar Blow because Solar Flow sounds stupid. Number 12 is Solar Blast. This spell is very similar to Solar Charge. However, the scene in which Stella uses it against Chimera is perfectly animated. Usually I hate when the attacks aren't shown hitting the intended target. Here though, it works amazingly because we instead see Chimera's staff breaking into pieces as she falls to the ground in a pool of tears. It's so harsh that you almost feel bad for Chimera. Number 11 is Light Diamond. So the attack itself isn't that interesting, but I love how the animators have Stella stretch out her arms and then have them come together when she launches it, essentially forming a diamond shape. I know obviously this was done on purpose, but it makes you realize that sometimes it's just the small simple things that can really make a spell great. Number 10 is Rising Sun. Honestly, I probably ranked this unfairly because I based Rising Sun on how the spell looks when Stella uses it as a special spell and not an attack spell, but I'm too lazy to fix that now. Regardless, I love how Stella essentially turns herself into a giant sun. It's really cute and a fun idea. Number 9 is Solar Storm. Even if the spell's design isn't the most unique, it's pretty memorable. I do like the yellow and purple colors of the balls of light, but I wish for a spell called Solar Storm it created more of a storm. Number 8 is Blinding Ray. Besides the name, this spell is a bit uninspiring. However, the way Stella uses it against the mutant shark in season 8 puts it really high on the list for me. I feel like in this sequence, the name Blinding Ray finally lives up to its name, and I wish we could have seen it be used like this more times in the show. Number 7 is Shining Punch. You guys already know from Bloom's video how much I love these Cyranix kick and punch spells. The only complaint I really have here is that we hardly get to see Stella's punch spell, and Stella doesn't have a kick spell at all. Number 6 is Magic Rainbow. Magic Rainbow is actually a hot mess. Every time Stella casts this spell, it's completely different, which in turn makes it very hard to rank. However, I will say that I really like when Stella uses Magic Rainbow to create a lasso against the Omega Dimension criminal, and how the particles of light almost look like pollen when she attacks Sky with it. I do wish we actually saw a rainbow in this spell though. Number 5 is Dazzling Spiral. Not only is Dazzling Spiral such a beautiful name, but the spell itself is gorgeous to look at. I love the way the light waves sort of twirl around when Stella launches it. Number 4 is Sunstorm. This spell is probably supposed to be Solar Storm, but I kept them separate because they look pretty different. Also, the scene of Stella using Sunstorm is absolutely perfect. I love how Stella not only launches it from her finger, but her opening line, "If you want to play, let's play," is low-key iconic. Number 3 is Sun Shower. So Stella literally only uses Sun Shower once, but this spell has such a great name and appearance that I went ahead and gave it 3rd place. Also, the way Stella's voice actress, Jennifer Seguin, yells Sun Shower in this whiny way makes it 100 times better than it really needs to be. Number 2 is Light Ocean / Oceans of Light / Sea of Light. I had to combine all these spells into one because every single time Stella uses this spell, regardless as to whether or not the name stays the same, it appears different. Ocean of Light is truly an incredible name, and when Stella uses it against the Tricks in Season 3, it's probably one of the best looking attacks in the entire show. Also, I love the way Stella throws Sea of Light from her body in The Secret of the Lost Kingdom, and then shrugs it off like it was no big deal. I honestly could have separated those two, but this was already giving me such a headache, I had to keep them all together. Number 1 is Sun Boomerang. What's funny to me is that Stella really seems like the last person I would ever imagine using a boomerang, but something about this spell being so unique from the rest makes it my favorite. After so many attacks that are just balls or streams of light, it's cool to see Stella wield a weapon, and I wish Stella was given more unique attack spells like this. Defense. Number 8 is Enchanted Moon Shield. This is one of the few times that Rainbow actually acknowledges that Stella is a moon fairy, and of course they mess it up by giving her a spell called Enchanted Moon Shield that looks like a big old sun. Number 7 is Double Eclipse. I low-key hate the name Double Eclipse, and the shape of this defense spell is just another boring oversized dome. Number 6 is Shining Shield. The shield itself is actually very pretty, but the name Shining Shield is really bland, and there's just much better defense spells on this list. Number 5 is Sirius's Shield. So this is the first of 3 of Stella's defense spells that are just giant star-shaped shields. It's ranked the lowest though because it has a worse name, and also the execution of the other shields are just done much better. Number 4 is Golden Disc. I really just love the name Golden Disc and think this defense spell looks a bit better than Sirius Shield. Number 3 is Light Shield. So honestly, the name Light Shield sucks, and it's too generic sounding to me. However, it's better than Golden Disc and Sirius Shield because Stella can do a lot more to manipulate it. So instead of it just being a tiny shield that a giant enemy could hurl its attacks against, Stella can grow and shrink the size of the shield depending on the situation. Number 2 is Solar Halo. The name Solar Halo is heavenly. I don't know who came up with it, but they deserve a raise. Also, I love the design of Solar Halo and how the shield is essentially see-through, sort of like a halo would be. Number 1 is Shining Mirror. This is probably one of my favorite spells in the show. I love the idea of Stella summoning a mirror and using it to block attacks. It works so well, not just because of who Stella is, but also relates to how mirrors essentially reflect sunlight, and this mirror will bounce an enemy's spells back at them. The only issue I could see is that this mirror is kind of small, so I don't know how useful it would be against larger attacks, but honestly, who really cares? Special. Number 14 is Sunlight Stillness. Stella uses this spell to stop books from flying around. I just don't even know at what other time this spell would ever be useful. Number 13 is Sunbeam. So this special spell literally just creates a beam of sunlight. Could that be useful? Absolutely. But the spell and sequence itself are horrendously boring. Number 12 is Shiny Greed Enchantment. There are a lot of Stella's special spells that have similar choreography to Shiny Greed Enchantment, so this spell just feels unnecessary and a bit repetitive. Also, I don't like the name Shiny Green Enchantment at all, and its usage is pretty boring to me. Number 11 is Super Sun Power. So this spell essentially creates fire that can melt away ice, and I know that they had Stella use it because Bloom was currently being trapped by Darkar, but I just don't find Super Sun Power to be particularly interesting. It's literally just Stella using sunlight. Number 10 is Total Eclipse. I'm weirdly convinced Total Eclipse was some sort of production error because Stella only uses it to counteract Darcy's spell so that these people won't get stepped on by the Sphinx. Also, like, at what other time would Stella ever need to use this? Number 9 is Drop of Light. I probably already mentioned this in my Bloom video, but I don't like these special Sophic spells most of the time. And as versatile as Stella's Sophic spell is, it still just bores me. Number 9 is Dawn of Light. To me, Dawn of Light just feels like another poorly explained special Believix spell that the writers had to come up with because they needed all 6 of the girls to have them. However, I do kind of enjoy the scene of Stella using it to give that boss to give his employee a day off. Number 7 is Sun Negation. The sequence of Stella using Sun Negation is pretty lame, but the spell itself could actually be very useful. Stella could literally help areas that are experiencing bad droughts. Number 6 is Cloudbreaker. This spell is literally the exact opposite of Sun Negation. I really only ranked it higher because I like the way Stella's voice actress in the Dubbing Brothers version of this movie yells its name. Number 5 is Sun Vision. Again, I would say the sequence of Stella using Sun Vision is pretty lame, but the spell itself is also super useful. Stella could literally restore the sight to millions of blind people. Number 4 is Speed of Sunlight. So this is the last of Stella's special spells that I will say, yes, the scene of Stella using Speed of Sunlight is rather unimpressive. However, I absolutely love the name, even though it should be Speed of Light, not Speed of Sunlight. Also, Stella could maybe use it like Bloom's Fury of the Dragon to make things travel faster if she really wanted to. Number 3 is Flux of Light. Typically, when a member of the Winx has a really good spell and it's used multiple times, it will only appear awesome once, and the other times are lame in comparison. However, for Flux of Light, every single time Stella uses it, it looks fantastic. Obviously, the best scene of Flux of Light is when Shiny converges with Stella to cast it. The choreography of this sequence is so much fun to watch, but I really enjoy when Stella uses it on her own or against the mutant bananas. Also, I can't forget to mention that Flux of Light is a total kick-ass name. Number 2 is Ray of Pure Light. Ray of Pure Light is one of those special spells that can be used as an attack, but I ranked it here because Stella essentially uses it to undo an enemy's power. I absolutely love this spell. The sequence of Stella using it against the Children of the Night is so interesting because it's not only nice to see someone besides Bloom save the day, but also I love the random vampire versus fairy match. And you guys also know how much I adore my melodramatic Winx Club scenes. Number 1 is Light of Cyrenix. So similar to Ray of Pure Light, I really enjoy Stella being the one to save the day, but I think Light of Cyrenix is just a tad bit better. I absolutely adore the scene of Stella using Light of Cyrenix to restore the pillar. I really love how all of the light sort of collects onto her before exploding into this massive supernova. I could honestly watch this scene over and over again. It's so visually pleasing. Also, even when Stella uses Light of Cyrenix more like casually, it's still very appealing. I like this scene of all of the mutants being sucked into this light vacuum, but overall, Light of Cyrenix is just an amazing spell. If you liked this video today and want to see more content in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you soon. Bye!